Ringtone apoko ananitusi.
Give me a chance.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, just talk.
Thank you, guys. The way our sisters are explaining things and then sensible, it's good. And then they are talking of something which is from Ruto, but I agree with them, but I don't agree with them other side also too. The way Baba Jaga is saying is, if we continue to stop Ruto, we will lose like some souls, and we never also get peace. That's I agree also with him. And also, whenever we push this thing also, maybe Ruto will not surrender easily, as we know him from the root also. Ruto is not someone who's not whoever, and he has come from the root, and we know him, and he's also, I don't know, you know him very well. So my wish is for us to be patient until the election day to come. Because
okay, my brother,
even
let me cut you there.
try,
1 minute. Let me tell you something. Ruto has been president for 2.5 years now. I want you to tell me something that he has done for the country, except putting Kenya into crisis. What makes you think this country will survive in the next 2 years?
So much. For that question, to ask Ruto to tell you that Ruto has done nothing, may we can sit with Ruto so that we can get list what he was done, and then what. And sometimes, we are not in the government, and we have never been seated with the parliament also. And let us ask also, just try to have what kind of change since Ruto has come. And then let us ask that also too, to answer that.
My brother, Kenyans don't have that time. Kenyans don't have that time.
Is there anyone who waiting for Ruto to do anything to this country? He came to loot. And that's why he was giving 2 million on charges.
Baba, can I say something? Can I please say something?
Guys, tap the screen, Buana. Namshia live. Sijui bona hiyo discussion aiende.
No, can I say something? I'm not even asking you, Jakababa. There are two options here. Either Kenyans take this country by force, which means that you already know what you need to do. Mulioneshwa, check it. It's not good at all. What are you talking about? Okay,
Madam, I'm sorry to say this.
Comment section. No. Wait. Either number one, take this country, check it.
That way.
Ngoja.
No,
this country belongs to all of us.
Lakini, I cannot even finish my point without you guys interjecting. Can I finish? Because I was patient.
Go ahead.
Now, this is the thing. Either you take this country by force and instill back order, or two, we go through civic education where we actually going to educate Kenyans about the Constitution and the loopholes that the Constitution has that is actually costing Kenyans its life. Because remember, this Constitution, Kenya is not like the United States of America. The devolution system works best because that's a whole, like almost a continent. But Kenya is just like a small country, almost like a state. So some of these things we need to actually go back to the basis. We are actually magnifying the problem, but you're not looking at the solution. There is money that is being siphoned out of this country every single damn day because of the offices that are not helping Kenyans in any way. Tulikuwa na pesa before. So it's either we go back to the civil education where we actually either we demand for a referendum, take the country by force, and you will like, you know what, these are the things that we demand. Tuliona juzi with the financial bill, we can all come out. Tuwezi ongojea Gen Z. The problem is even us millennials, we are seated in our offices, minding our own problem, taking probably liquor in our offices and getting caught up in depression and whatever thing that we're getting hold up in. When Gen Z wametoka huko nyuma wamekuja wamechukua country, si tulikuwa tumeka kwa offices. What are we doing as a country, honestly? Are we coming out, all of us as Kenyans? We have seen African countries where they fill the streets up. But sisi tumeka huku tukijifanya venye, we are depressed, sijui are not sure. Can we come out of the entire deluded system that we have in our heads and actually see that our children will pay and become slaves in the future with the current system that is changing all over the world? The new world order is coming up. Na tumeka hapa hivi Kenyans tukikani kama Africa is not the next big thing coming up. I could
Jesse,
say so
thank you.
much, lakini I don't want to be banned. So guys, let me chill out a little bit.
Let me
Steps by steps.
let me say two things, huh? And then I will give it to
No. Wait a minute. Abshi, just a minute. Daisy, put it in Swahili and Sheng.
I'm sorry. It's either you catch up or not. We are not going to sit here and you expect me to come up Gen Z niongee na share. Look, when it comes to expression of the love for this country and opportunities this country has, let me tell you something. I'll give you an example as a perfect Kenyan who as a perfect Kenyan struggling at this point. Kama ujui kizungu sisi kwanza tuko privileged.
No.
We actually speak better English.
The reason why I'm telling you that,
what are we?
Nasema it'll be banned juu ya, unajua, let me tell you, I know easy communicate range.
Let me come back. Let me tone down a little bit.
Okay.
Nijaribu kuiweka. Look,
okay, put it.
Wacha nikwambie. Jesus Christ, help my tan. Unaona shida yetu wa Kenya, sisi wa millennium, tunajua millennium wenye tumekaa, tunajua Gen Z na tunajua millennium. Millennium umekaa kwa ofisi zenyu, mkisema ngapi hivyo mko depressed. Mkishinanga mkituambia venye ati sijui nini, you're caught up in all the wrong things in life. When on in the 2000s, they're actually more enlightened and they know what they need to do as Kenyans. Now, these people were out in the streets. Mimi nilifeel guilty. Nikajiuliza mimi millennium ninafanya nini kwa ofisi. Hiyo siku ya Occupy Parliament, I was like, I don't care what happens to me. The best thing that happened to me was just losing my phone, which I actually replaced. But if any other person in this country looks at it from this point, that we all have the mandate. When you hold an ID, it is not about age. It's the fact that you are identified as a Kenyan. So it is your sole responsibility to actually go in those streets and say, you know what, I'm done with these things. We should not be waiting for generations behind us to come and speak things that we are coming on speaking online. You know, what are we doing? What are we doing? So when we go back to civil education, is that it's either we go back to civil education seriously, where we are going to educate every single Kenyan, everywhere. Wacha unachiki venye mkoko mnasema kumera mnaenda mpaka mnabeba shosho. Wacha huyo shosho ajue exactly what their future generation will have to pay in terms of debt for them to actually make the right decision for this country. Hata wewe nyumbani unaweza ambia shosho yako, enda nyumbani umwambie shosho uko whichever in your vernacular language yenye una speak. Ukiwa Meru, Mluya, Mkikuyu, enda uambie shosho tunakufa na deni. Tuseme in the next generation mimi sikufi na deni. Shosho tafadhali wacha kusema sijui tunashikilia Morema, tunashikilia sijui wapi mwenye alipigania uhuru. We are done with piganiaring uhuru. Right now where we are at, we need every Kenyan enlightened that we are at the blink of losing our African culture in all sense, kwa sababu what is happening right now in this country and the decision that our president is actually making.